Hello, everyone. This is Lisa from Power Wheelchairs for Success, and today we're going to talk about clothing. Some time ago, I made a video regarding adaptive clothing. So I'm going to break it down this time in three different sections, maybe four, but I think for three we'll do for now. I think that, when you're a wheelchair user, that question always comes up. What clothing should I wear? Or how should I wear it? Or, how long should I wear it? you're, you're the judger of that one. So, anyway, let's talk about clothing and wheelchair use. I think the first thing is dress up, dress well to the best of your ability. Um, there are a few things that you want to avoid. And one thing is to make sure that the clothing you use is loose enough and it is comfortable enough for you. It doesn't matter what everybody else thinks. It really doesn't. So I want you to be aware of that. This is about you and your style. Um, One of the things that's important as well is that the clothing be user friendly for you. So, sometimes clothing, and I'm going to show you an example here. So hold on, let me go get it. Okay, I'm back. Um, these are like snow boots. I live in the Midwest, so we use these often. Now, it has a zipper on the side, and I thought that would be easy to zip up and down, and that would be practical. I wouldn't have to tie the shoes, but the nodule for the zipper was so small, I really couldn't have a good grasp of it, so I changed it. I put on a key ring to it, so I could just slip my finger in there and pull it up. So I had to make an adaptation. So sometimes we have to do that for our clothing. If you have zippers on your coat or other items and you can't quite grab it enough, then put a keyring on it. This is small enough that, you don't notice it's not part of the boot, but it just helps me a lot too. So those are the small adaptations that we can make and to help us be able to dress comfortably, well, however. so, um, so that's one of the adaptations that I make with my clothing, especially zippers, because I have a hard time with them. I don't have much strength in my hands, so it's those little details that you have to pay attention to. If you have a lot of trouble with shoestrings, change them. Change them for the stretchy kind, the ones that kids use, so you don't have to be tying your shoes all the time. And the stretchy ones will also give room for your feet, depending on how your feet are doing that day. The other thing is that in regular clothing, you want to make sure there's no wrinkles underneath you that's going to be rubbing and cause you a sore. So that no matter what clothing you're using, I always look for soft clothing, for clothing that I know I can adjust and that it's not going to cause me an issue. There's nothing going to be rubbing and causing skin irritation or a sore. So we want to be very careful with that, no matter what clothing you choose. But I choose, things that are really soft, that are kind of silky, that are not going to wrinkle underneath me, or that I can at least, wiggle around and adjust it so I don't have any wrinkles underneath. I use compression socks, so with those, you need to make sure for sure that there are no wrinkles once you've put them on. So it's those kind of basic things that you want to make sure in your clothing and your style, that it is comfortable, that it's breathable, that it's not tight, that you have good circulation, that there's no wrinkles, that if you have zippers, and you have a hard time with them, just put a key ring on it, and that will make your life a whole lot better. And think of the stretchy shoelaces or the curly Q. I had some curly Q shoelaces put on some shoes, and I don't have to tie them. They just curl up, and that's it. I don't have to tie them, so I don't have to bend over and get in some odd position to tie my shoes every time. So it's those kind of things that are useful to know, and I will post a few pictures on here as it goes along. You'll see them up there or over there. I have some ideas so that you can make sure that you're comfortable with what you're wearing, and it's practical and it's easy to put on. There's a second section that I will post here about semi-adaptable clothing, and then there's the adaptable clothing that a caregiver puts on you. So right now I'm talking about regular clothing, blouses, shirts, pants, socks, shoes, what kind of practical things you can do just with regular clothing. And then the next video I'm going to post about clothing that's semi-adaptable that makes it even easier to put on. Now, we know that adaptable clothing can be very expensive. So, I'll post a few links in the description box of some companies that have adaptable clothing at a reasonable price. But if you sew or you have a family member who sews, they might be able to make those adaptations to your clothing to make it easier for you to put on. All right, so any questions, any comments, any suggestions you have for what adaptations you've put into your clothing, feel free to post down below, and that will help the rest of us.